What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including breaking news as The Rock has just confirmed that he will be on the Netflix debut, The Rock and Paul Heyman conspiracy, a WWE bringing in a new custom title, Hulk Hogan returning to WWE, WWE cancels a show, is Tiffany Stratton now a babyface, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on Wrestlelamia XL. Now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Breaking news as The Rock has just confirmed that he will be on the Netflix debut. Our top story today takes a look at the very latest rumors when it comes to the possibility of the final boss himself, The Rock showing up on the debut of Raw on Netflix tomorrow night. Now the latest development is that The Rock is set to present an award at the Golden Globes tonight, and the exciting thing about this is that the ceremony will take place in LA, the same city as Raw on Monday. Now obviously this doesn't act as a complete confirmation that the Great One will be on Raw, however now The Rock has officially taken to Instagram just moments ago and broken the news story that he is returning on the Raw Netflix debut. The Rock confirmed on Instagram, "After 20 years of proudly carrying our culture with me around the world, I can't wait to soon return back home to Samoa. I already have chills just thinking about it. Until then, I come back home to WWE tomorrow night as we make history on Netflix and begin a new and exciting era. Tomorrow night is dedicated to my grandfather, the High Chief Peter Maivia, my grandmother Leah Maivia, and my dad Rocky Soulman Johnson, and all my ancestors who have all paved the way." Now since The Rock has officially confirmed that he will be on the show, this show has become even more explosive. Next up, The Rock and Paul Heyman conspiracy. Now one of the biggest talking points coming out of SmackDown this week was Paul Heyman's promo, and very eagle-eyed viewers noticed something that was really worth noting, as during Heyman's promo he would raise his fingers up in succession, counting to 3 in the process. This was the exact same gesture that the final boss delivered to close out Bad Blood a few months prior. Could you imagine Paul Heyman with the final boss? That would be unstoppable in WWE. Should it happen? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up is Tiffany Stratton now a babyface. Now there have been rumors that Tiffany Stratton is now a babyface, as Stratton has been receiving babyface-esque reactions for months now, and with her officially cashing in a Money in the Bank briefcase on Nia Jax, this has now led to the belief that Stratton will be a babyface moving forward. With that being said, Dr. Chris Featherstone had an update on this via X, and according to Featherstone, the new women's champion is still listed as a heel within the SmackDown roster. I've been informed that Tiffany Stratton is still not listed on the internal babyface roster after winning the WWE Women's Championship on SmackDown. Stratton is no doubt set for a huge role at WrestleMania 41, and there are even rumors that Stratton will face Charlotte Flair on the grand stage. Flair is set to make a return to WWE in the foreseeable future, as she is listed as one of the favorites to win the annual Women's Royal Rumble next month. Next up, a new women's champion is a massive draw. Now speaking of the new women's champion, Tiffany Stratton has shown that she is quickly becoming one of the most popular names on the WWE roster, as clips of her Money in the Bank cash-in are doing groundbreaking numbers. On Instagram alone, her reel of the cash-in has eclipsed over 5 million views, which is insane when comparing it to the view counts from other key moments from the show. Next up, WWE bringing in a custom title. Tiffany Stratton would debut a custom-made Money in the Bank briefcase that was incredibly well received, and if a recent report is anything to go by, then Stratton could be debuting a custom-made version of the women's title. This report comes from Corey Hayes from PWN, saying there is talk of turning Tiffany Stratton's Women's Championship belt strap into a pink one, similar to a Money in the Bank briefcase. Now this would make a ton of sense, and with Stratton being incredibly popular right now, it may be in WWE's best interest to sell replicas of the new custom title. Next up is Lita returning to the ring. Could WWE Hall of Famer Lita be returning to the ring? Lita was recently interviewed by Inside the Ropes, and she revealed that while she would be content with not wrestling again, there's something there that makes her want to compete again. Things left a little strange. I was a tag champ, and the next thing I know, I was on the ground. So I think there's definitely something there. But is it okay if it's left the way it is? You know, like at the end of a horror movie where you think you've killed a monster and then it comes back up at the end? It's okay if it's left like that. I feel okay with it, but I think there's still something there. Lita, of course, is directly referencing the angle with Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch, and Lita's involvement in the storyline had never had an official payoff. The former women's champion last wrestled for WWE at WrestleMania 39 when she teamed with two aforementioned names to defeat Damage Control. Next up, John Cena challenged. A WWE great John Cena is set to kick off his farewell tour tomorrow night, and he's already been called out by a fellow WWE star. Bronson Reed, who is currently on the shelf with an injury, took to social media to state that Cena needs to face him before he can truly call himself the GOAT. Big match, John must face me before he retires, even if he considers to call himself the GOAT. He has never experienced the tsunami. As Cena has been the focal talking point on social media this weekend, as it was reported that WWE could be going in the direction of Cena vs Cody Rhodes for the WWE title as one of the main events for WrestleMania 41. Next up, an iconic tag team reuniting. Now, although Adam Copeland, who now goes by Cope, and Christian Cage recently embarked on a heated blood feud, it would still be welcomed if the two reunited and went on a tag team run before both men retire. Thankfully, it does look like this is on the horizon, as during an interview with TMZ, the artist formerly known as Edge had this to say. To be able to come back and run with Christian and do what we did, who knows where it goes from there. I feel like at some point a CNC tag team run should be in the cards, but you never know. Getting to do rated FTR, it's all bucket list things that are happening right now that I cooked up whilst I was retired. If I was able to get back, this will be cool. Now I'm getting to do it. Now, Edge and Christian reunion would light the AEW tag team scene on fire, and seeing the duo face teams such as the Young Bucks and even FTR would offer AEW some big money matches to take place on their pay-per-view match cards. Next up, will Raw on Netflix be 3 hours? Now, thanks to a new interview that Sports Illustrated conducted with Triple H, we now know more information surrounding what the product will be like on the Netflix platform. The main thing that Triple H confirmed is that the runtime for Raw will be quote-unquote flexible, as the time constraints for traditional TV don't apply. It'll be flexible. It will be flexible in, I don't necessarily know the time constraints in the network television or cable television apply. It's a slightly different platform. Much like many episodic shows, they have the ability to do whatever the show needs to have done. If this episode needs to be an hour, great, it's an hour. If the next episode needs to be 42 minutes, it's 42 minutes. It's what makes for the best product. I'm not saying we're going to be 42 minutes, but clearly we'll deliver the product in a way that is best for Netflix and their business model and best for our storytelling. Now, this will no doubt be a massive advantage for WWE from a content and storyline perspective, and it's certainly an exciting time to be a fan of the WWE product. Next up, Hulk Hogan returning to WWE. Now, according to a new report from Fightful Select, WWE are in discussions with Hulk Hogan for the Hulkster to make upcoming appearances. Hogan is already featured in the advertisement for Saturday night's main event, which is set for 3 weeks' time, so this is likely where Hogan will make his grand return to the company. Due to Hogan's controversial past, fans have been extremely critical of the report. WWE should act with a degree of caution, especially as Hogan has been booed during his past few WWE appearances. In relation to Saturday night's main event, as things stand, not a single match has been announced for the show. With the show just coming a week before the annual Royal Rumble, it's unclear what the WWE has in store. WWE have released the official poster for the show, and the poster features Jey Uso, so it's possible that Main Event Jey has a prominent role on the second NBC special. Now, finally, WWE Cancel a Show. Our final story today takes a look at news relating to WWE cancelling a show that previously aired on the WWE Network. Fans have noticed that WWE failed to upload SmackDown Lowdown this week, and after a fan inquired about this on X, Scott Stanford confirmed that the show is no more. SmackDown Lowdown was a great way for talent to cut promos and get their character motivations across. It's possible that with SmackDown expanding to 3 hours, WWE were under the impression that a WWE digital show wasn't required, as the character development could all be achieved with the extra hour. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.